Hey everyone! Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm making a video at 9:30 at night. I'll see if some people hop on before I start to talk here. My hair's a little crazy, isn't it? And this lighting is not the greatest. Can I fix it? Alright, so why people are hopping on and I'm trying to fix if I can fix this lighting. Let me know what you're up to. How is your Sunday going? Do you guys have plans for Halloween? Did you already do something? I promise I won't take up too much of your time, but hey, how is it going? I am freezing. I am totally not a 30, 40 degree weather girl. I'm just not. I'm like an 80 degree weather girl. Don't ask me why I live in Iowa. Okay, yay. I just need to get closer so the light brightens up. Okay. So normally I do not do live videos this late, but the Lord really put some things on my heart that I wanted to speak to you guys about, and don't mind this crazy mess. Like, we really worshiped today, and my hair's been like this. So, okay. So quickly, I was taking time to pray. I was just really into the word and everything, and like the Lord put this on my heart. Like, I've been wanting to actually speak about this, but it was kind of in a different way, and I wanted to talk about excuses. And as soon as you guys hear that word, I'm sure you're gonna head off, because we all have excuses, right? So most of you guys may know a little bit about my story, but I was over 200 pounds. I had back surgery. I got healthy and fit. You know, I lost 100 pounds and continued. And anyways, throughout that whole crazy mess, there's these roller coasters, and you know how it goes, right? And even now, like, there's been times over the divorce that I was going through, like, I would let things get to me. And I know that we have a grieving process, but anyways, okay, quickly. I have a lot of people that are like, you know, they struggle with their health and fitness. And they don't like their 9-to-5 job, or, I mean, they don't like their job in general. I don't want to call it 9 to 5. I don't know why I say that, but they don't like their job. Whatever it may be, if you're watching this video, let me first say this. If you're watching this video and you are completely content and happy and satisfied with everything in your life regarding, like, your finances, regarding your relationships, regarding the work that you do, regarding if everything in your life is like peachy clean, you can just get off this video, because it's not for you. However, if you're like, you know what, I'm struggling with an area in my life, like, I've got stuff going on, like, I want to build my relationship, like, there's with my kids, or I want to build my relationship with my spouse, or there's something that's like, I don't like my job, or you want to get healthy and fit, then hear me out here. So I'm going to sit here and laugh for a second. I have these people that come to me, and my first question is when they're coming to me about the problems and everything that they're having, which I love, because I know God has gifted me with this spirit of encouragement and upliftment, or uplifting. Is upliftment even a word? You guys are going to get a crack out of me, aren't you? Okay. So they're talking to me about these problems, and then all of a sudden they give me this, you know, I don't have the time for this, or I don't have the money for this, or, you know, I can't because of this. And then, you know what ends up usually happening? Like, all of a sudden I saw that they just purchased this, or all of a sudden they show on their Facebook that they just binged out on, like, Netflix. And I'm like, maybe you shouldn't be posting that, because you just told me that you didn't have the time to do that, but yet you're on Netflix? So I was someone who victimized myself. Like, I've been in a situation where I was like that. I used to sit here and I used to play Facebook games. I used to be all over the place, wherever and whenever, and I complained about the life that I was living over and over and over. I saw everybody's life on Facebook and how beautiful it was. They were having families together, and here I was at that time, a single mom of, I don't even know how many kids, but 2. And I'm like, oh, everyone's got this house and here I've got this apartment and their lives are just great. And I kept victimizing myself, saying everything wrong about my life. I was such a negative person before I started my journey, but I never once took a moment to do something about it. Never once. Like, it drives me nuts. So victimizing yourself, stop that. Like, whatever goes on in other people's life, first of all, understand you don't even know what's going on in their life. You don't know what's going on in their life, no matter what it looks like. And unless they're a very upfront, honest, like straightforward person, you will never know the truth of what they're going through. And even people nowadays, they go through difficult situations, and instead of like having this flip out session on Facebook, they share with people, hey, you know, this is what I'm going through and this is how I'm going to get through it and stuff. So there are people that do that. Anyways, so number one, with whatever situation that you're going through, that's a struggle, that's a battle, that's a problem right now, if it's health, if it's relationships, if it's your job, don't victimize yourself. Don't do it. If there is a will, there is a way. If you don't like your job, get out of it. Get out of it, because you're obviously not doing what you're called to do. If your relationship is struggling, go get help. Yeah, it sucks to go and ask for help, but guess what? You can't do it alone. I'm just going to be straight up and honest with you. Go get help, right? Go get help. If you're struggling with your health and fitness, if you're saying that you don't have finances, figure out something. Get up and start walking around. Man, I can do lunges with my kid on top of my head. So, first off, don't victimize yourself. Second, what did I say it was? Vision? Okay, no, value. So value. Okay, so what I want to talk about value here is that, like I was bringing up the idea of, people will tell me like, I don't have time to work out. Like, I'm just so busy and everything. Okay, so you're telling me that you are struggling with your health and fitness, like you're actually scared for your life. You don't have time to do this, but then you just binged on some Netflix. Okay, so let me be really upfront and honest here, is that it's not about that we don't have the time for it. And a lot of times it's not about we don't have the money for it. It's about the value. Now, there are people that are very well budgeting their stuff, and they still can figure out a way to make this happen. So it's about the value. I'm sorry, but honestly, we don't need cable. Technically, right? Like, it's not a need, it's not a necessity. 1 second here. Forgive me, my nose has been killing me, so. Okay, so cable, it's not a need, it's not a necessity. So what I want to talk about value, because I remember when my mom, hi mom, if you're watching, I love you, but I'm using you as an example. So she was like, I can't afford those shakes. And I'm like, Mom, you smoke cigarettes, like, daily. And I was the same way. Like, I was someone who was like, I can't afford those shakes, but yet I was smoking cigarettes on a daily basis. I saved $20 to go gambling every other week. And we went out to eat. Well, I think it was just like $5 pizzas from Friday, but every Friday. But I didn't have the money. No. It was based on value. So what I want to tell you is, remember, number one, don't victimize yourself. Number two, look at the value. What's the value? What's more important? So I'm going to give you an example for me, because I told my mom, I'm like, don't tell me that you can't afford this. Tell me that the value of your cigarettes are more important than the value of this shake, okay? And she's like, oh. And I'm like, I'm just being honest. Hey, what's up, Keith? So for me, when it becoming healthy and fit, I knew that I needed something. So I was already doing this workout program that told me what to do, because I'm not a fitness expert. I needed something that was structured, that was, proven to work. And same with my nutrition. I am a foodie at heart. I am a foodie. I love food. You want to talk to me about, food that tastes amazing, that really isn't good for you? That's me. Hey, Ed, what's up? So, I needed something that I could place into my body that was healthy, that was fast, that worked for me, and that was it that worked for me, right? And so what I had to tell myself, oh, I love your face, Lana. What I had to tell myself was I had to, and this was what I did, because people are like, how'd you accomplish what you did? Like when you were overweight, because I know how bad insanity hurts. And when you're over 200 pounds, insanity ain't no joke. Any workout's no joke, right? So I had to put my kids on one scale and everything else on another scale, like all my addictions and everything. And I had to really picture it out. Like, okay, do I really want to eat all this cake and like spend the money on cigarettes and all this other stuff? Like, is this stuff more valuable than my children? Could I really look my kids in the eye and say, hey, you guys, I'm sorry, but you know, this cake, all this junk food and everything else is more important for me that could possibly lead me to have diabetes and this and that. But it was definitely more important than you, so now my health is struggling. Ouch, that might hurt somebody, but hear me out here. Like, it's no joke. It's real when you can. It's okay to treat yourself. I'm not perfect. I like to have a piece of candy here or there, or I try to stick healthy, but you know what? I like to eat pizza. Don't mess with my pizza, but it will happen very seldomly, and it's based on, portion, like, when can I have it and stuff, but it's not every single day that I'm loading myself. But because I couldn't look at my kids and say, you know what, I'm going to be so selfish enough to sit here and smoke cigarettes that could cause me to have lung cancer. I'm going to sit here and shove as much food in my face as I can so that maybe later on the road, I can't walk and struggle to carry you or carry my grandkids, or, I have diabetes or I have high blood pressure or whatever the causes that can happen with health and fitness. I couldn't look at my kids and tell them that. Like, who can do that? No one, right? And those of you that have families, you're probably sitting there like, oh, I'm about ready to turn this off. But you know what? It's good and it hurts because it's truth. It's the truth. Don't sit there and tell me that you can't stare your addictions in the face, whether it's food, whether it's whatever it is, and sit there and say that it's more valuable than your family, because that's a bunch of bull crap. Sorry, but I'm just getting real right now. So value is that second thing. Like, you have to decide, are your kids more important than your addictions? You tell me. I don't know. Just tell me. Because when you put it on that scale, that's hard to not want to, make those changes and everything. So that was just one thing. Now, same for your job. Like, if you are really struggling, like if that job that you're doing, I don't care what it is, you need to figure out what you're called to do. If you're not doing what you're doing, figure it out. I understand that we have to have an income. Like, I get it. I totally understand. But I will tell you that there is so many different options that are available for you. There are so many different things that you can do. And if it's bringing stress upon you and stress upon your family, it's not okay. Like, that's just 10 times worse. Or if you're working 80 hours and stuff, like, that's just hard on yourself, right? So you need to figure out what you're called to do, because when you are doing what you're called to do, you love it. Yeah, there's going to be things that you're like, but like, where there's a will, there's a way. Figure it out and make it happen. Next thing, last and final thing, is vision it. Vision it. So don't victimize yourself. Place the value. What's more valuable? What scale? And then envision it. Envision your life. I shouldn't say envision, vision, because I used vision. No E's. I did all V's for a reason. Check that out. I was smart. Anyways, vision, right? Like, what do you want? What do you want? You want to lose 50 pounds because you want to be healthy for your family? Great. Vision that. Wake up every single morning and speak that out. You know what? I'm going to eat healthy today because I care and value my body, and I care and value my family and future. So I'm going to make a decision to eat healthy today. I'm going to make a decision to get 10 minutes. I'm going to make a decision to walk up flights of stairs versus going on the elevator. I'm going to make a decision to just go up extra stairs today or go down extra stairs. Like, vision what you are going to do for your life. If it's the job, like if you already know, hey, I hate my job that I'm in. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but this is kind of what I'm picturing it. Vision it every single day, waking up, that you are excited to go to work. That when you wake up this morning, because we know how it goes, right? Monday morning, most people go to work, and there's people that are like, oh my gosh, it's Sunday. Is it the weekend yet? Right? Don't get me wrong. How many people are like that? There's a lot of people. It's Sunday. Where's the weekend? Or, oh my gosh, it's almost Friday. Really? Like, you should love what you're doing. Love it. Because when you're called to do it, you're going to love it. So vision it. Like, I vision going out and speaking to people. I vision conferences here in my tri-state area, speaking to people, reaching the youth, letting them know, building a foundation of relationships. Like, that's a huge one. I see speaking to people with marriages. And so there's all these things that I vision. And of course, continuing doing what I'm doing with health and fitness, because it took me to where I am today. I'm passionate about that because it's ultimately changed my life, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally. I mean, all around. Like, I didn't even know the Lord before I started my health and fitness. You guys are like, this girl's on fire for Jesus, and yes, I am. So anyways, vision it. If it's like your family, I'm just going to laugh at that because you know how it goes. I've got 4 kids, and I vision them all getting along, sitting at the table, right? Not like yelling at each other or anything. So vision that, and then speak that over them. Actually, our pastor, was it our pastor a couple weeks ago? I can't remember if it was our pastor in one of the sermons that we had, or a book that I read, or podcast. Like, I'm all over the place with as much as I can learn. I want to learn, and I want to grow, and I want to progress in my life, because I don't think that there's a stop in it, because the time keeps going, right? Like, I know that we have to rest and everything like that, but I don't believe that I'm going to stop growing and stop continuing to better my life and stop continuing, it's not going to stop. So, just speaking that over them. So if they're lashing out at one another, what I did today for my daughter, I can't remember exactly what it was when we came home, but she gave me an attitude, and I was like, I put the rearview mirror down a little bit, and I'm like, honey, Mom, thank you so much for doing this for me today. Mom, you are so awesome. And like, I know that my daughter is just amazing and wonderful and fantastic. And I know that she loves her mom so much that she's not going to give her mom an attitude, because that is totally not my daughter. She is full of love and full of joy, and she's got so much greatness in her. And she definitely does not like to be around people who have attitudes or anything. And so I'm sitting here just speaking this stuff over and over and over in her. And she's like she's looking at me smiling like, really? And I'm like, so it was just funny. So don't victimize yourself. Look at the value of things. And then the vision, see it and speak it out each and every single day. And your mind will ultimately, subconsciously, do the things that you are supposed to do every single day. There was a book, or this is the last thing that I'll give to you and let you guys go, because I know it's that time, right? But so this last thing here is that I've been listening to an Audible. I gave you guys all these stuff, right? Like, I'm reading a book, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm like all over the place if I can. So, hey, I know, I remember when I talked to you, Keith, like, you've been rocking it. It's awesome. I love to hear people's stories and what they accomplish. So congrats on keeping it off and just rocking it. Like, you are inspiring other people, which is amazing. And that's the beauty of it. So I listened to this audiobook. I think I've got like an hour left of this audiobook, and it's called Miracle Morning. Oh, it's so good. So powerful. Like, I listen to it while I'm folding clothes or while I'm cleaning and stuff. And he talks about how he did this study, okay? Don't mind me and my tissues, please. My nose has been crazy. He did this study, like with sleep or whatever. And he said those that go to bed, like, oh, I'm going to get 6 hours of sleep, woke up feeling just crappy. They didn't feel energized. And then, so what he did, he took I think like 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours of sleep. He might have even did 10 hours. And what he did was the night before, he like was just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. And those mornings that he woke up, he was not energized. Then he did it where he was like, okay, I'm only going to get 6 hours of sleep, but I'm going to wake up energized. It's going to be a beautiful day, like just giving words of affirmation. And that's how his day was. So it's important to speak those things out. Like, I mean, you guys can go look it up. Like, if you haven't checked out Audible, you can get like a free book. So definitely find something that works for you. But ultimately, that's what I wanted to speak out to you guys and let you guys know. Like, it's really on my heart, because I know that there are times that I'm like, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that, or I'm like, I'm not where I am, and I can start to want to eat a bunch of different stuff that anyways. So when those things come into place, start to stop the victimizing, start to place the value, and then envision your life, like, go back to that whole why process and everything. And the biggest thing is excuses. I'm sorry, but people need to cut excuses out, because where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm so sick of hearing excuses over and over again. Like, it drives me nuts. You guys can listen to the beginning of this, but you'll understand what I'm talking about. That's where that value comes in. If you want to say, you know what, I'm sorry, but I do value like doing Netflix over trying to build my relationship with my children, that's fine. Or if you're happy and content, like you're like, you know what, I value eating all this junk food versus getting healthy for my family, that's fine. Like, you need to do what you feel is valuable to you and your family and your life, and then that's great. But the minute that you have a problem and you want to solve it, and you are starting to victimize yourself and place that value on the other side, cut it out. I guarantee you that there is going to be nothing there's no good that's going to come from that. You will be so like, it's going to be amazed. Like, you're going to be amazed when you look at the difference of what happens in your life when you start to do those things. When you start to be like, you know what, no, I'm going to do this. And then you do it. And your life doesn't just change in that area. You watch your life start to change in all these different areas. Because once you tackle one thing, it's like, that felt great. I'm going to do it again. So anyways, I am going to let you guys go. Thank you guys for staying on, for interacting on here. It feels great to get back onto these videos. I love doing this. If you guys have any questions, comments, or even like, hey, I'm dealing with this, can you make a video on this or something? I'd be more than happy to get on and do these. I would love to have a live video 3 times a week or maybe every single day, but I just want to reach you guys and reach other people. Okay? So, you guys have a good night. Bless you guys. Wake up energized. Tell yourself that tonight. Wake up. You're going to wake up energized, and you're going to love it. And just get these solved. You've got this. You've got this. Cut excuses and just go all in. So, we'll see you guys.